Wendy and I have been using a hiker trailer for over 7 years. We fell in love with it because of its high quality to low cost entry compared to other models in its class. Over the years, Hiker has also listened to its customers. They released, as of recently, a lower price to point entry 4x8 model. They've also added an adventure trailer alongside of a newly released 5x10 new frame for the overland crowd that wants that off-road model with an extra foot. One of the most common questions we get on the road is, does that trailer pop up? Can you stand up in it? Does it have a bathroom? For those of you wanting a stand-up unit, Bob and the Hiker team have been very hard at work. Let's take our first look at the new stand-up prototype Hiker trailer.
So we are back at the Hiker Trailer Factory here with Bob, the owner, and you've got a new trailer here to show off.
We do. We have our new prototype. It's not in production yet, but this is our 6x12 stand-up hiker trailer.
So what was your inspiration to do a stand-up model?
I think the inspiration was at many of the campouts and talking to customers, they love it, but there's those rainy days, bad weather, when people just like to be inside, to stand up, to get dressed and so forth. So inspiration was basically customer comments, customer demand, but also the desire to hiker to grow. What else can we do to take advantage of our customer service, our quality, our production facility? You know, we have a lot of other capabilities. So this trailer is basically branching off to something else we can do, we think customers want.
Yep.
And here it is, our prototype.
All right. So you said you took it out for a trip already.
Yes, it had its maiden voyage over Memorial Day weekend.
All right.
We learned a few things to tweak on the prototype,
Yep.
and with the help of Nick, our engineer, we've been working on that. So we've made some of those, but we're ready now to solicit a wider audience of feedback as we finalize this thing and get it ready for production mode.
All right. Well, let's take a look.
This is a 6x12 foot frame. Up to this point, the biggest we had was 5x10.
Yeah.
Why 6x12? A little longer to do some other things inside. 6 feet with the fenders. We're still well under the legal limits for towing it. We could go a little wider, but we thought this could be a really unique one. It fit design as we saw it. So it's got our typical A-frame heavy reinforced frame. We have, I believe, a 5,500 or 6,000 pound torsion axle on this.
Okay.
This one you see here, it's a little bit lower than probably the production one. We'll probably raise this 6 inches from where it is today. The box is the traditional hiker shape.
Yeah, I noticed that. Just taller.
It stretched up a couple more feet and stretched wider and stretched longer.
So inside, if someone's standing, how tall can...
The interior dimensions on the back is about 7 feet, and at the front is 6. So curb. So anyone 6 foot to 6'6" will be comfortable. You won't bump your head on anything. The construction of this is a little different. The box, it has an aluminum tube welded skeleton.
Okay.
It has 1 inch rigid foam insulation. It's clad by a new metal product. This product is a double-sided aluminum panel that has a rubberized material in between. Not only does it aid additional waterproofing, it helps give it a little bit more flex, and it has a higher R value.
Yeah.
And as usual, we can still put our gingerbread stuff on it, diamond plate and things like that.
Nice.
So that's the construction of it. On the roof, if you see, we have a new thick vinyl flexible roof.
Oh, okay.
That is glued on 100%. We're looking at this for all of our models because it will take impacts and hail and not damage it. We've had 6 trailers this year that people have had hail damage and come to us for help.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the new roof, not only for this, but possibly changing it out on our others.
Yep.
So on the front, we have a spare tire mount. We have an arc jack, and we put a bung on the front to mount the arc jack in transit. Thought that was pretty cool. Because this trailer, when we get into the details, can potentially be off-grid indefinitely, we put a dual 20-pound propane tank mount on the front.
Yep.
So that you can double your propane, extend your stay.
Yep.
The only thing on this trailer that requires propane at the moment is a hot water heater.
Okay.
And then there's a outdoor shower in the back that has its own tank. So again, plenty of propane. We have one tank on it
Yep.
for here. This hatch here is where the hot water heater on demand sets inside. So the hatch is here for easy access, easy maintenance.
Yep.
It feeds the sink inside. Believe it or not, there's a sink and a stove in there. We have 2 man doors on this one. This certainly would be a standard man door. This one is also equipped with a screen door. And because of its height, we put some drop down stairs.
Oh, that's a good idea, because yeah, that's quite the step to try to get in with the steps.
Very convenient and comfortable. So we're probably going to add a grab bar here, but easy in and out on the trailer through the
Yep.
stairs. They fold up in seconds and away you go.
Mm-hmm. This is what you see in a lot of the bigger RVs too, isn't it?
You do, yes. Stand-on fenders, standard. We talked about the axles, off-road tires, no doubt. You can see the jacks in the front. We put 4 screw-type levelers on all corners. Those, I believe, are 5,000-pound jacks.
So you could lift, is it enough you could lift the trailer up to change a tire?
Yes, I have no doubt it will. We haven't tried it, but Nick's going to do that. But I'm certain you can lift up and change a tire just using those levelers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a portable drill with a socket on it, boom, boom, boom. Takes about a minute to deploy all 4 of them.
Yep.
Another hatch in the back here. We put this in and we have a pull-out slide with a fridge.
Oh, nice.
In the slide lock. So we want to be able still to have the convenience of camping outside. So if you see, we don't have an awning on yet. We're looking at a full-length awning that is a powered awning that will come down.
Mm-hmm.
We're working with the manufacturer. He has a couple options, but because of our unique shape in the front, we have to do a little thing different with the bracketry.
Yep.
Because there'll be a little area that will be open there.
Yep.
So we're, again, trying to think about all the conveniences that you might need camping outside, because ideally that's what we do.
Right.
On this one here, we put a 110 volt weatherproof outlet on here.
Mm-hmm.
So you could plug in appliances, coffee makers, anything you might like, electric griddles, etc. Coming around the back, we put a much larger window than we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
This window opens, but it's also an escape window as well. So you can exit out of here in the unlikely event you need to.
Yep.
Backup lights on this one, brake lights, both high and low. That way, if you do put e-bikes or something on the back here and your lights are obstructed, they'll definitely be, you'll be seen from the top.
Yep. That definitely is something I hear people talk about with the regular trailers.
Absolutely. So a large cargo hatch on the back.
That's a lot of space down there.
It is. We've got a lot of stuff in there. And if you look already, you can see the cooler, you can see the water tank, you can see parts of the power system. And we'll go over that in a little bit. But there on this model, there is a 12,000 watt Gold Zero power system. 12,000 watts.
That's a lot of power.
Right. Your typical Gold Zero 1500 is 1500 watts.
Mm-hmm.
So this incorporates their 4,000 with 2 extra battery banks.
Okay.
Again, the hitch, very reinforced. We'll have no problem carrying 2 e-bikes on it, even a cargo rack if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on this side, we've equipped it with an outdoor shower, hot water heater, and a enclosure. We don't have the location perfected yet, but this is on, it's functional. And these are by Julka, so we want to test these 2 units. That's why we put it on here. So we look for feedback from there. Because we didn't want to run a propane line through the trailer, or didn't want to run it under the trailer yet until we raise it up, we put a separate tank on here to power this hot water heater back here. Here is your input for the water tank. Mm-hmm. This water comes right from the huge tank that's inside. And I think, Nick, that's a 32 gallon. We have another hatch here.
So that gets you back to that same open space underneath?
It does. And it also, if need be, you can access the plumbing a little bit better from there if you want, or crawl underneath to get it.
Yep.
If you notice the flooring on here, that flooring is a composite material. Basically weatherproof, lasts forever, will not mold, rot, mildew, whatever.
Nice.
It's a 3/4 inch, very rigid insulative material that we put on there. It's on the entire deck underneath of this trailer.
So from what I've heard, it sounds like this is going to be much more insulated than the traditional trailers.
Very much. We haven't published or calculated the final R values yet, but there's no doubt this thing is probably pushing R10 to 15. And with the HVAC systems we've chosen, there should be you should have comfort in any weather from 0 degrees to 100 degrees. Hot, cold, it won't impact you with this trailer. The weak point on these trailers are windows, and there's only so much you can do with windows.
Right.
This is the typical water fill port that we use. So it's locked, you open it, you can fill with fresh water. Your shore power plug we've located here.
Okay. It's a little bit further ahead on this trailer.
It is, and we have the option of putting it back there too.
But the power is all kind of situated right
This
there
is
anyways,
the electric brains of the system sets right over the axle. And one of the things we've done, if you notice, the weight of the power system, the weight of the tank, the weight of they're all centrally located over the axle. 2 reasons. When you fill the tank up, 30 gallons of water, 8 pounds per gallon, 240 pounds, won't change your tongue weight much at all. This trailer, as equipped right now, weighs in at just a hair under 3,000 pounds.
Okay.
Tongue weight's about 300, right in that same range. So we're in the lower end of our spec. You have room to put plenty of gear, and it's still it pulls nice. Still don't have any issues. The torsion axles really do a great job cushioning your ride. On this side, this would be an option we'd have on here. We have another set of steps, and we have another door. Have a seat. It's comfy. So, why 6x12? Why this layout? There are a lot of trailers that are stand-ups that are much bigger. I'm like, how can we build the smallest stand-up trailer that has all the features, a little bit of room, off-road capable, cost-effective, and light enough to pull for most typical vehicles?
So you had a lot of key things you're trying to accomplish with this.
I did. I relied on all the feedback I've had from everybody, my experience, and the fact that myself, I love to camp. Monica loves to camp. I'm at the age now where, I'd like that convenience too.
Right.
Whether it's for dressing, undressing, inclement weather, whatever. Yep. So a culmination of all that, this is our prototype that we have. So if we start with the back, we have a full queen size bed in here. We have this shelf here, which is convenient to put drinks, cell phones, whatever on it. It does have the ability for some storage underneath, if you like. You can store things in there as well. We put shelves, U-shaped shelves across the top with, if you can notice, kind of aircraft type hinges that you would see in an aircraft. So airtight type latches and hinges.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing's going to fall out while you're in transit. So plenty of storage up there.
So this is the power station. I thought this was a mini fridge when I first walked in here.
Yes. This is the Goal Zero 4000.
Wow, that's huge.
It is big. 4,000 watts.
And then you said that's not all you've got. It's connected to additional?
That is correct. So this system isn't 4,000 watts. This is 12. How do we do that? Goal Zero sells their battery banks, 4,000 battery banks. You could actually put 5 of those together, 4 of them plus this, and have 20,000 watts as a home backup system. So we put 2 of these in. So there's a full 12,000 watts system here of power. It's not fully charged yet, but obviously with Goal Zero, you can see what's coming in, what's coming out, when it'll be empty, when it'll be full. Plenty of outlets down here to plug in 110 volt, USB, everything else. So we kind of mounted it here for that purpose. Why try to put all these connectors here when they're right there?
True.
Put your phones on top, whatever, charge them in, foot of your bed.
Yep.
Away you go.
That makes sense.
In this model, we threw a ceiling fan in for convenience. Gives you some options with opening the windows using the ceiling fan, not the AC on here. Yep. So it's an option that we'll probably offer on here.
So you've got that, and you have the traditional max fan too, correct?
Yeah, we have actually 2 max fans. A traditional one that is an automatic powered one, opens with the remote, can both exhaust air out and pull air in, multiple speeds, automatic mode to try to control temperature. And then there is a smaller max fan right behind, which is a side mount max fan with a light on it that can be used also.
And that one you have strategically placed in the potential privy room.
Right. So as we look at the galley first, so why this concept? I have heard a lot of people said, where do you go to the bathroom? Where do you go to the bathroom? We now have an option. The door will be optional, but this room was designed so that you can put a pretty large portable wag bag toilet with armrest. We can put a door across here or a curtain against here. But for those times where it's not convenient to go outside or the middle of the night and you don't want to mess with the creatures or whatever, you could have the benefit of an onboard portable toilet. The rest of this galley configuration in the prototype, we have a small fridge running off the 12-volt system. We have storage above. We have a convenient slide-out table. Thank you, Nick, for that. We have then a couple of drawers for storage underneath. And we have a cabinet down below.
So lots of storage in there to make that your kitchen and keep track of all that if you wanted to.
Yes, so, things you don't want to have under the back that you want handy. We think we gave you as much room as we can. There's also a drawer underneath here as well. The hot water heater that we talked about, it's underneath there. And that hot water heater feeds this onboard sink.
Nice.
With a little burner. So as we offer this, we're going to have options for fold down kitchens, islands, sinks, and stoves outside. Traditional hiker tradition. Monica and I never used this for 6 days. Why? We're outside.
Exactly.
We cooked outside. I think that's the hiker people, that's the group. But it's nice to know if we were there and it was snowing or pouring rain or blowing wind, we could have came in here and made a meal and been comfortable and did what we needed to do.
You have the option if you need it.
Right. Some storage in here for spices or other things. And then again, another cabinet up here as well.
Looks like you've thought this through.
This version is thought through. The unique thing now is, what do we offer in a production mode? Not everyone wants the privy room. So we are probably going to offer 3 options for this. One, you may get it completely open, our DIY special. Do what you want. We may offer a full width kitchen with a larger refrigerator setting here, no door. So imagine all the additional capacity you now have and a much bigger fridge in here. It really gives you an option for staying in it if you want a long time.
And then the third option would be something similar to this type of a
Could
setup.
be, yes. Yes, we're not opposed to doing that. This does have a Truma Sapphire or Saphir HVAC heat combo. It's right under the seat there. So it has a convenient switch over here control. You can flip it from hot to cold to vent. You can adjust the temperature with the thermostat. We did try it out on an 80-some day. We had it comfortably in here in 72.
Okay.
And it really wasn't a drain on the hog, so there is some good R value here. As well, you can instantly flip it over to heat. So one system does all of your HVAC. It's fairly compact, and it runs off of electricity, 110 volt. Draws roughly, as I could tell, 900 watts. So with a 1,200 watt system, 12,000 watt system, you can run that thing 10, 12 hours or better from 0 to nothing. We don't have any solar on here yet, but I think we can get maybe 600 to 1,000 watt solar.
Okay.
And if we can accomplish that, and if that consumes 900, we pretty made this thing where indefinitely it can recharge itself without any shore power. But if you have access to shore power or an EV, you can easily charge additional there.
Nice.
Under this bed, we also have a little pop-up table. The pedestal's in the back. Pedestal's in the back, but you could fold up your couch, pull that up. 2 people could sit there, We tried it. It's okay. We didn't really use it. We have some other ideas with a fold-down table, a smart TV. We found ourselves watching our iPads, and I'm like, why? Let's just put a little TV here. That way we'll get much more comfortable viewing. Everybody can see it.
Yep.
Monica and I and our granddaughter slept in here comfortable. She's 8. She loved it. It was quite the adventure. And by the way, she said it was a great upgrade from the other trailer we had.
She did, huh?
The 8-year-olds like it, if take that for what it is.
So what kind of vehicles do you think could pull something like this?
So probably most SUVs, trucks, anything that has a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds should have no problem towing this thing. Having towed it, it is a good, comfortable tow. The suspension, the torsion axle is very nice, so the bumps are handled smoothly. So I think anyone in that range can handle it. Obviously, if you're going into the mountains, you may want to have a vehicle that has a little more than that, but...
Do you have a ballpark price that you think this might be coming in at? I know that's asking a lot, but...
I can't tell you yet. So my goal was around 3,000 pounds and $30,000.
Okay.
We hit the 3,000 pound limit. Obviously, the price will be based on what you get in it.
Very true.
In the hiker tradition, we want to be the best quality, most accessorizable, lowest cost trailer. And I think we're going to be able to keep that with this as well.
Oh, good. It looks like it's very promising.
Thank you. And we look forward to you guys trying it out this weekend and giving us some feedback. Hikers grow and been successful by learning from our customers and the great network of owners we have and their feedback and their recommendations of word of mouth. So that's what's made us successful and made us successful through the last couple years when others in our space and competitors haven't been fortunate and have had to go out of business and so forth.
Well, nice. Looking forward to giving this a try this weekend.
Great. We are too. Get your guys' feedback, your ideas and suggestions. And from there, obviously, we get to make improvements based on that and finish our march here towards the release of the production model.
All right. Well, great. Thanks for showing us around.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so what do you think of this camper?
So I think it's a good start for coming up with a stand-up model, but there's definitely a handful of tweaks that we recommend.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing is going to be which crowd is this going for? Is this going for the hiker trailer owner that likes a basic trailer, likes to build it out on their own, and then jumps into this? Now, it sounds like he's going to have several variations of this trailer that you can either build it out with everything or you can keep it very simple. So I think keeping the simple solution is going to be the most popular, that you can get into it at a certain price point and build it out as your own. That's the crowd that is maybe, limited mobility and wants to move up to a bigger unit that stand up, potentially has you could put a mini potty in it, that kind of thing.
Right, because how many times do you get asked, is there a bathroom in that thing?
Yeah.
And no, there's not, obviously.
Or does it pop up?
Right.
Does the lid pop up?
So this solves both of those problems. Yes, you can put a portable toilet in there, you can stand up and change, so those solve some of the issues that people run into with the smaller typical hiker.
Yeah. The thing that he's going to be running into that I see as far as the overall market is this is jumping up to that next tier as far as price.
Right.
So is it going to be overpriced? I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see what the market says. But when you start adding those extra amenities and you go to a bigger unit, one, you're a little bit more limited to where you can go to camp.
True.
It's going to be more for the park crowd than it is the overland crowd, even though it will be designed to do that.
So I think it's more designed to go off-grid versus overlanding and on the back roads.
Yep. So a dirt road, not a problem. You're not going to rock crawl this for sure. Or any of that extreme stuff. Into the mountainous areas, yeah, probably with limitations. Anywhere a bigger vehicle could go, probably.
Right, because to go up and down the mountains, it's a heavier unit, so you need a bigger vehicle to be able to pull it through the mountains and the hills.
Yeah, and just looking at the trailer overall, this to us is way more deluxe than what we need.
Yes, the way it's set up right now.
Yep, we would probably get it as bare bones as possible and build it out our own.
Yep.
So if we were to look at one of these kind of units. So anyway, let us know what you guys think. Would you want it more deluxe? Would you want it with a built-in potty? Do you like the layout here? Would you want it simple in the front galley, interior galley area, since you don't have an exterior galley? What are things about it that you saw that you would change if you had the trailer? Comparing it to other models out there. I think the other thing is going to be price point with the other RVs on the market. When you start getting into RVs that are bigger like this, there's a lot of competition in that market. Yeah, let us know what you think and your thoughts and comments down there. Like and subscribe. We appreciate all you guys out there. Yeah, anything else?
We thank Bob and his team for letting us take this out for the weekend and giving it a try. It's been a fun experiment. We had fun with our friends. They helped us just kind of go over it and figure out what, between all of us, to brainstorm ways to make it better.
Yep. Okay. So, like we always say, make sure you get out
And do some camping.